We started, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salam ala Sayyidil Mursaleen. Brothers and sisters, of course, welcome all of you who are here to Shokhi Bangladesh, a charitable organization which wants to look after the mothers, children and orphans in poorest places in Bangladesh. Inshallah, we start from our Holy Quran is a tradition, which we start from Holy Quran, and after that, of course, we have a few speakers which will speak. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان. الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان. والسماء الله تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان. والأرض والحب ذو العصف والريحان. فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان خلق الإنسان من صلصال كالفخار وخلق الجان من مارج من نار فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان صدق الله العظيم. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I can see the many crowd around there. Alhamdulillah. Well, never mind. While we are here, my brothers and sisters, we are trying, of course, to make a happy Bangladesh. Shokhi Bangladesh and situation in the Bangladesh, of course, we are going to talk about it, how we can help the mothers and children, and how we came about to organize this charitable organization, which is needed, very needed in Bangladesh. Why Shokhi Bangladesh? Shokhi that means happy Bangladesh. And of course, what we thought some time ago as a fundraiser, of course, we talked to some of the brothers, which they were very concerned about the situation in Bangladesh, especially the mothers and children. A few months ago, we were sitting together, and of course I said I'm fundraising from the Gaza, for Gaza, for the Syria, for the Lebanon, for all Africa. And he said, why not Bangladesh? He said, inshallah we can do something for Bangladesh as well. And of course we started to call it, and what we call it Shokhi Bangladesh. What that means, happy Bangladesh, and of course happy Bangladesh is when the child is happy, the mother is happy. We came to that conclusion. When the child is happy, the mother is happy. When the mother is happy, the father and family is happy. When the family is happy, the community is happy. When the community is happy, then the country will be happy. Therefore, we call it the happy Bangladesh. Can you tell? As you know, the situation in Bangladesh is awful, terrible. According to the recent statistics, 26% of the population of Bangladesh they are under poverty. And of course, getting less than £2 a day for the family. Children are malnourished. 48%, that means every two child, one child is malnourished. And of course, this is a terrible thing which we have in Bangladesh. Is 60 million, after 60 million children, 60 million children which we have, nearly one third, that means every three, one person. 20 million children, more or less, are without the parents. Where are they sleeping? In the slum and in the dump. And in the streets, of course, eating from the floor. And many millions of the children are exploited every day for the cheap land. And of course, countless of children, you can see the growing, as I said, in Islam and in the street without the parents, mother, and father. Next one. As you can see in here, because you can see the rain, of course. Train going is next to that. A child sitting. Is his tent there? And this is unhuman. We have to think about these poor children and save them from the poor. And we can. Next one, please. Of course, and of course you can see the, I'll take it from the millions of pictures which they were there. I take it one pictures, you can see children. And there you can see the mother, the child is there, the mother is just holding it, taking off the plastic to sell it and to get some food for the children. Or of course our children are very safe, comfortable, with a lot of food in a home. Brothers and sisters, we started, of course this is a map of Bangladesh. We started from the Sylhet, and of course we have a friend, which is one of our speakers. Shaju will talk about what we have. We have our office in the Sylhet and office in the several organizations which we have. We want to get many in Bukra and of course in the Holland. These are the most poverties, the places which they are suffering. Children, especially mothers, children, orphan, suffering in these areas, which we are trying to concentrate. How we can help? How we can help? We would like to build many orphanages, as many as possible, by the grace of Almighty God and the help of my brothers and sisters. Providing food packages for the starving mothers and children. We are talking about the mothers and the children who are malnourished and under the 5 years. You can see that, of course, people are sitting on the street, in the middle of the street, and sitting and eating. These are the orphans, and of course, we have to help. What we had a food package. We organized a food package for many, alhamdulillah. And of course, what we wanted to give them, rice, what they need for the daily. Rice, atta, deals, oil, salt, milk, onion, chilies, and everything which they need for the daily needs. We costed, of course, is about 1,161 dirham. It's a couple of few weeks ago, and of course the price of the market, price of the market will change time to time. And of course, in general, it's about approximately around £10 per family per week. You can see these three lovely children, happy children. They are orphans, and of course other orphanage in the country, in Bangladesh, took him over from the street, from the slum, took him over, sponsored them, and of course you can see that they are happy, and by the grace of Almighty God, these are going to rule the country and help the country to bring the country out of the poverty. Because of course, beautiful verse of our Holy Quran. يسألونك قال الله سبحانه وتعالى يسألونك ماذا ينفقون قل ما أنفقتم من خير فللوالدين والأقربين واليتامى والمساكين وابن السبيل وما تفعلوا تفعلوا من خير فإن الله به عليم. Of course, I translate it for you, as I'm sure you can read it from here. It says, Almighty God says, "O Muhammad, ask you what you give, what they give for the nafaqa, donation." He says, anything you give to your parents, give to your family, give to the yatama, give to the orphans, and the people, poor people, and of course the people are traveler, stranded. And anything you do, he says, anything you do, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He knows about. And of course you can see the few pictures which I get from here, my brothers. You can see that some people are there to help him, and of course we are helping inshallah as well. Now, how you can help? This is important, how you can help my brothers in Islam and friends. Help to build an orphanage. Needy, as I said, of course, 20 million, around the 20 million orphan is in Bangladesh. We cannot bring the parents for them. They're sleeping on the rough in the street, in the dump, hungry. At least we can feed them. At least we can bring a little comfort and a little happiness to them. You can be a sponsor of the tribe, a sponsor for families, mother and children, especially mother and children. We are talking about mother and children. These are mother and children are the root foundation of the country. And of course you can organize events. We help you. We help you to organize any events and do some fundraising, which we can send it through the Shokhi Bangladesh and help. And of course the last thing which you can do, my friends, brothers and sisters, is spread the word. If you cannot help, spread it. What we have on the table in the back, we have a form which, of course, anyhow you can help us if you leave your name, your phone number, your email, your address, and see what you can tick the boxes. A sponsor for family, a sponsor for child, help build an orphanage, organize events, and whatever you can do, just tick it, and our officers, our volunteers will contact you, inshallah, and they will ask for you. And of course, by the grace of Almighty God, one day we have mother and children to smile. Thank you for listening, and God bless you. But the Shaju who went to Bangladesh is one of our, of course, liaison manager between the UK and Bangladesh. And of course he goes there, he knows all the places, and he will help. He will help. Of course he comes. I'm sorry, my mind gone in the right direction, but he will help, inshallah. And of course we ask him to come and talk about his experience in Bangladesh and how he could help the Bangladeshi mother and children and orphans. Please, can you come?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Sister, Assalamu alaikum. So, our Mr. Dr. Ramzy is explaining about all of situation in Bangladesh, and we are Bangladeshi, we knows what's going to happen in Bangladesh. There is a lot of mother and children, they need help. They need help from us, they need help from every rich people who we have a wealth and we can help them, but we don't know the situation in Bangladesh, mother and children. So I went in Bangladesh and I see the mother and children, how how they are surviving their life. And really, I got some picture if you get forward, and I try to help them whatever I can, and I speak to Mr. Dr. Ramzy to get forward to get help from UK Bangladeshi brother and sister, and he said, okay, we'll try our best to get help from UK brother and sister, and we'll see what's going to be happening. And if you see the situation, if you see the things going on in Bangladesh, you can't control yourself. You're going to cry how they live their life. They don't have a one-day food, their home. They don't have a one-day food for their children. So if you go there and you can see how they are surviving, how they really need a help from us. So my request, all of my Bangladeshi brother and sister, to come forward and help those poor people, and it's going to be very success for us and for them if we help them, and inshallah Allah give us a tawfiq to help them. Thank you very much.
What we have, of course, just tell people for. What we have at the moment, of course, has been written down. The brother Shaju went to Bangladesh and of course helped them all these brothers and sisters. Is what the brother tried to do. You can see the poor people from the village. He brought it forward and they give them food and the packages. MashaAllah, Jazakallah khair. You can see, of course, the brother in Bangladesh again, and went and helped many of the villages. We are trying to, of course, improve our helping and the way which is working, and bring it only for the mother and children. At the moment, we are slowly together, inshallah. We need the help of all brothers and all sisters. It doesn't need to be just a Bangladeshi, especially the Bangladeshis, of course. We need the help of the people, all the Muslim and non-Muslim, to come and help us to save life of little precious children and mothers.
You know why we're trying to help those people? Because those people are very poor. Because whenever I go back home, Bangladesh, I had a really hard feeling for them. Because every time I go there, I get some money from myself. Whole year I work in this UK, and I save like every week £2, £3, £4, £5, and I like make small amount of money. Then when I booked a ticket, I asked all of my friends, can you please give me some money to give the poor people. So when I asked my friend, all of my friends, staff, my colleague, they give me like £10, £20, £100, and those money I get together and take it to the Bangladesh and I give it to the poor people, because you see the picture, video, small video, because it's not enough. So when I come back, before I go there, I speak to Dr. Ramzy sir, and he gave me some money as well to give the poor people, and he said, get some picture and get some small video, so we can see that you're doing this job. So that's why I just bring some small video clip and some picture as well.
Yes, what we do, of course, inshallah, because brother was doing, mashallah, a very good job, and we brought him under the umbrella of the Shokhi Bangladesh. Brother Sami, and he wants to read what is in his mind, of course, and how he wants to help, and how he sees the situation in Bangladesh.
Thank you, brothers and sisters. I like to say something about the orphanage. There is a hadith in Sahih Bukhari that as a Muslim we all have a duty to protect and guard orphans. And it is narrated that our beloved Prophet said, the sponsor of an orphan and I will walk in the garden like these two fingers. The orphanages, having very limited resources, are up to their capacity and they cannot cope with the increasing number of orphans in our country. The orphanages that do exist lack of most basic facilities such as clean water supplies and basic sanitation. The children are often forced to wash and drink from dirty, stagnant ponds. The illness that follow are usually untreated because of lack of medical supplies and trained staff. Together, we can save lives and offer these children a brighter future. If you would like to help save an orphan, please contact Shokhi Bangladesh to make a donation. Jazakallah.
MashaAllah, very good brother, and it was excellent. Inshallah, of course, later we do the medication as well. At the moment, the necessity to survive, and of course, what we can see is a food, and of course, there are several other organizations which I am involved, very heavily involved with the Islamic Relief, Muslim Aid, Human Appeal International, which these are very, very big organizations. These organizations helping already, and we helping, and we have offices. These are offices in Bangladesh, but again, it is not enough. Again, it is not enough for the enough fund goes there. As I mentioned before in my presentation, 20 million children are orphaned. We cannot bring their father or mother back, but we can save them. We can give them a shelter to survive and a little bit of food. That's all they need. And I'm sure in return they give us the happiest smile. And that's good enough for us to save the children. And of course, especially mothers as well. We have a brother, Shami, he wants to talk as well. He said he wants to speak in the Bangladeshi language, and we ask him please to come and talk, please. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much. We need some help from the people who are living here, because in Bangladesh, mother and the child, they needed help from us. So if you guys can help them, it will be really, really useful for Bangladesh and everyone. Thank you.
Jazakumullah khair, very excellent. Of course, this brother Shami is one of the key member of the Shokhi Bangladesh, and of course he has been with us since the beginning, and he helping a lot. He is running there to sort out all the affairs, and of course collecting monies, collecting the boxes, and counting the monies. It's no good just going there and getting someone here and there. Let's organize it. Organize something which it can be very effective because to build an orphanage is need a lot of money, and of course to feed the orphan there. It's no good to build the orphanage and put the orphan there and there is no food for them. It's a very important, it's a huge structures. Inshallah, of course, when we set it properly, we are going to ask other charity organization, big charity organization, to help us, because they do need some, and of course they need the help, and of course they help us, which we can build a home perhaps to these little children. They call it a home. It's not an orphanage. Perhaps if we call it a home for the orphans, it's much better than the orphanage, because they maybe bring them, the brand. There are little children, our little brothers and sisters. They need the help. We are all human beings, and we have to help each other. And inshallah, within the 5 years, which is a middle term, we are going to make at least one with one orphanage or one home for the orphans, with a minimum of 200 children. Thank you, and may Almighty God bless you. If anybody else want to make a comment, you're welcome. Sister, you want to make a comment? Your comment, say your things. Of course, it's good to, if you want to make a comment, and if you want to help, and if you want to get involved, inshallah, it is very good to be involved. I'm sure your sister and of course your family, mashallah. Thank you for coming. They are all there to help the poor and needy.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Thank you, Shokhi Bangladesh. My name is Sadia. I am an academic visitor at the Oxford Center for Islamic Studies, and I'm here with my husband Zainul and my 2 sons, Emir Hatim and Muhammad Hakimi, and they are from Malaysia, and we'll be here for 1 year, but we've been here already for about 5 months. We have some Bangladesh community as well in Malaysia, and since we have been here, we have often met h.ramzy and Carl, all the time doing da'wah, on the streets and everywhere. And we are so amazed, and I've often spoken with my children how amazed we are, and just the 2 of them doing a lot of work, and always trying to help other people. And I really feel, because here we are, we don't have problem about having food to eat, always shopping for clothes. I mean, we're not that rich, but we're not poor, alhamdulillah. So we always have enough to eat. We always have more clothes than we need to have. But then I look at h.ramzy and Carl, and they're always thinking about doing for other people. And I hope I bring my children, because I want them to have a mission in life, so that they're not only thinking of themselves, but they're also thinking for other people, for people in Bangladesh, in Syria, in Palestine, and also near Malaysia. We also have problem with the Rohingya people, and then the southern Thailand, and then Philippines, the Mindanao, the Muslims in Mindanao. So Muslim everywhere, in the communities and in countries, we have a lot of problems, so that those Muslims who are blessed with wealth and blessed with rizq from Allah, they should also be thinking of other people. But also I think Muslims in developed countries, like those who are blessed, who Allah have brought us here in places like United Kingdom or other places, I think we need to organize ourselves better, so that we can have this distribution of wealth so that people who have more money than they need, a surplus of money, the zakah and the sadaqah and waqf, we should mobilize that so that we can try and have from those who have a lot more than they need to have, so that they can give this to the poor. Because there are a lot of millions of billionaires, and this numbers is rising. People who are rich or wealthy from India, from China, and from a lot of Muslim countries, Saudi Arabia, and all this petroleum blessed countries.
Yeah.
But I think it's also maybe our role. People who are educated, people who have the capacity to think about ways of how to mobilize people and mobilize wealth to bring to the people in need. Thank you very much.
Jazakallah khair, mashallah sister, may Allah bless you. Jazakallah khair. The important thing is, of course, as our sister said, the Almighty God, Allah, has been generous to many brothers and sisters. Many brothers and sisters. He has been generous, but of course, many are generous, but some hold the generosity and don't give it to the all. And we ask them, for the sake of Almighty God, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was generous to you, you be generous to these poor little children and mother. Thank you very much, and very kind of you. Should we